guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, 2 guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
Yeah, boys.
Oh, false bell. I heard it. You heard it.
What?
They heard it.
What was that bell? Yeah,
No,
before
that
we
was
hit
a bell
record
before we got on. You knock it
I
off
didn't
right.
hear anything.
Is that a
What
Wi-Fi?
happened
Check
there?
the tape.
Do you
I don't
wanna-
know. We can check
now
the
we're
tape.
lying.
Oh.
Check the tape. I heard no bell.
I didn't hear no bell.
Don't you dare. You know
Okay,
who you're
Rocky.
acting like right now. Who? Coach, I didn't mic the corner. We all looked at him like, bro, I'm going to give you the count of 3.
I didn't hear.
You
the
didn't mic
whistle.
that corner?
I smoked your quarterback. I didn't hear no whistle. I blasted Trevor Lawrence in the
Is
back.
that how
I didn't hear
shit
no
gets
whistle.
done in Denver then? We can't hear anything
I didn't
these
hear- I
days?
didn't hear no
I
whistle.
didn't know.
I didn't hear no
Even
whistle.
then you still couldn't win?
Hey, Merry
Wow.
Christmas,
Oh,
everyone.
sensitive.
Merry
You
Christmas.
guys.
Sensitive.
Merry
Christmas
Christmas
week.
to everyone. It's Christmas week.
The O-line committee
We're fired up with
here
Jack,
for
though.
your
It's
week.
go time.
It's also week 17 in the National Football League.
almost
And
time.
boy, the NFL got real excited. Listen, we're going to steal Christmas
Real
Day
excited.
from the NBA, and we're going to put our best teams and best matchups. Who's starting for the Chiefs on Christmas? They
Chris
have 2
Oladokin.
ACLs.
I actually recruited. We recruited him because he's a South Dakota State boy. So I know Chris Oladokin. I knew it was bad when the announcers didn't even know how to say his names. They're like Oladokia Olutin.
Not gonna beat the Broncos on Christmas.
Not sure.
Yeah. By the way, here's my I gave it to these guys on our football take show. The New Orleans Saints are going to finish the season with a better record than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh wow!
You're
You're coming with a hot take.
3 in a row.
You're coming with a hot take Tuesday on
I
a
know.
Monday.
They're 5-10. They're favored against the Titans. Then they got the Falcons. Tyler
don't sleep
Shuck's
on the
playing his
Titans.
ass off. And if you're the Chiefs, you got 3rd string quarterback going up against the Broncos on Christmas. That's not happening.
You're screwed. Yeah.
And then so it's
Well, you know,
life comes
honestly,
back.
if they just do the New York Giants game plan of not throwing the ball at all in the first half, they might actually have a real chance. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if Mike Kafka didn't ever want to fucking coach in this league, he did a great job. Because at one point, I remember looking, going, have they thrown the ball at all? Like, what fucking quarter is this?
The
Is
17th
this the same
play.
game?
The 17th play was their first incomplete pass attempt. Boys, we're going to get into just a slate of mics every Monday here on O-Line Committee. We identify the mics, the most important things on our mind in the football world. We got the Rhino Alex Boone. We got Jeremiah Sirles. I'm Phil Mackey. If you're new here, click that like button and the subscribe button on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel. And welcome to the club here. Before we do anything else, I mentioned Christmas. So we have a Monday night game before we even get to the Christmas games. And a legend by the name of Phillip Rivers is sitting at 159.5 passing yards on Underdog. You select higher or lower on statistics like that. And you select a handful of players or however many you want to. You get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash on the Underdog app. And with Underdog, by the way, with Underdog Unwrapped, you'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays here for the next week and a half. We got boosts, gimme picks, deal reveals, and even some surprises sprinkled in. So now's the best time to get in the game with Underdog. Download the Underdog app today. Sign up with our promo code OLINE. You get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code OLINE on the Underdog app. Underdog, make picks and win money.
18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org in New York, or call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
All right, who wants the first mic?
Here we go.
Who wants
boys.
the first
Go ahead,
mic?
Dude, you know what? Let's do it. Last night's game was just a real kick in the dick for the Ravens. And I'll tell you what, I'm telling you right now, there is so much heat coming down right now in John Harbaugh about not running the ball, about like, hey, listen, nobody knows what the fuck you were doing with the backup quarterback. Like, this wasn't like a Malik Willis where we were like, holy shit, this dude's going to get paid. This dude's going to get paid, right? Like, this was like, hey, you had this game and you could have just kept handing it off to that freight train behind you and you didn't. And I'm telling you, they're going to call for his head now. And the whole Lamar Jackson injury is not good. Again, not that they're in a good place right now, but if you didn't know, they're probably dead to rights, right? Like, when you start talking about a back and you start talking about, hey, we've paid this guy $250 million, they're going to be like, I think we're good for the year, right? Remember we talked about that thing? We're not tanking. We're just going, hey, if we want to be good next year and not have to deal with this, because, dude, once you fuck a backup, There's no bringing it back. There is no bringing back your back. It is so intricate, and there's so much involved, and you need it for everything you do, that if you start to mess it up, it becomes a real issue for a very long time, and it gets worse and worse. And I know guys that have had back issues that are like, dude, stop. And that's what's like, we're dealing with the illness early in the week. Now we got the back problem. Like, there's just so much going on in Baltimore right now, and I can't for the life of me understand why they're not in a better position. Like, I understand that Lamar was hurt earlier in the year, but it's like, dude, with this offensive line that should be just road grading people, right? And the fact that your defense has made this huge turnaround mid-season, and all of a sudden you're starting to play better, it's like, you should just be like, no, AFC North is ours, you fucking idiots. I can't believe you thought you could take it. But they're basically like, here, Steelers, you want this? You take this. We don't want it.
Yeah. It's weird. They had it, man. They were 1-5. They got it to 6-5, and then the wheels came off again.
It's starting to come off again, and I don't know what it is to blame. Like, I get it. Like, you throw the ball to a wide open Zay Flowers, and you expect good things, and there all of a sudden comes this ball hawk, right? And ball's out, and all of a sudden the game's over, and you're like, how about this? How about the fact that Derrick Henry's still fumbling the ball? Like, it's one of these things that was like forever. We were like, this guy's amazing. He never fumbles the ball. He'll fucking run through a brick wall. Now it's like, well, he'll run through the brick wall, but you got to watch out because he might fumble that ball. And it's like, dude, that's something that you just can't do, especially when the team is relying on you specifically. Like, hey, listen, we're in a shitty situation, right? Like, we lost our starting quarterback. We're going to lean on you a little bit. And then the minute that, like, he scores this touchdown, it's like they don't go back to him again. And it's like, dude, what were you guys doing? What the hell was that? And to the Patriots, you want to talk about a turnaround. Like, that team and that PI that they didn't call late in the game, you could see Vrabel's face. He was like, motherfucker. All right. You really not going to call that? You're really not like, he's the coach that you want out there because you know he's giving it to the refs in their ear. Like, he's not going to be like crazy loud about it. He's just going to sit there and just, oh, okay. You didn't think that was PI? What are you, stupid? What are you, stupid? You didn't see PI? By the way, he was draped all over him. I don't know how the fuck you don't call that.
Yeah, I mean, this game for me was more about the Patriots than it was the Ravens. You know, for what we've been talking about for the Patriots of like, hey, schedule's been a cakewalk. They've been beating up on everybody, yada, yada, yada. When they get to the playoffs, it's different. That was playoff level football last night. The atmosphere, the sense of urgency, all of it. And all it did for me is go, Drake May is a superstar in the making. This dude has what it's taking to go and make a deep playoff run. This team is galvanized. This team is starting to be more battle tested. Like, everything for me in that game last night, like, yes, the Ravens had that team dead to rights, just like the Rams had it dead to rights. But the teams that know how to battle and the teams that know how to fight through that type of stuff and keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting, that stuff pays off in January. That stuff really comes back full circle when you're fighting for the Lombardi. It's a wild card game. It's a division game. It's a championship game. It's the freaking Super Bowl. If you have been proven to be able to do that time and time again, and it's on the shoulders of your quarterback, second year or not, I have way more faith now in the Patriots after that game than I did even a week ago.
Yeah.
Agreed. And
yeah, dude, Drake May is
he's
just a dog.
He's on
man.
fire. And think about it. When you're throwing it to guys like Diggsy, that 4th and 1, where he's just like this much far away from not completing it, and then all of a sudden Diggsy just makes that turn upfield. You're like, dude, that's why this dude's on this team. And the fact that they have gotten him to calm down so much. And there's guys coming out now that you're just hearing about, like, was it Kyle Williams, this dude with the incredible catch on the sideline, and you're like, okay, I'm starting to get concerned because everybody's in rhythm here. Vrabel's the defensive guy.
Figuring it out a little bit.
Mac Hollins is the one that's clearly the heartbeat of that team because he is so excited when he catches the ball. You're like, geez, is he wearing shoes? Is that motherfucker wearing shoes still? Dude,
he's the guy that catches the ball. It's like, dude, that's your job. Calm down. You did your job. Thank you for doing your job.
Right over the middle, and he was like, okay,
do
12
you guys
yards.
believe in the power of grounding? You know, walking around
Of
barefoot.
course I do.
With
I'm grounding
one
right
with
now.
the earth.
Yeah,
You're grounding. You're not grounding right now in your carpet and your heated floors.
Technically, I don't really have anything on. I don't really have anything. And no, my floors are not heated in here, bro. It's all windows. It's cold as shit. I love it. That's what I love.
Just
my
that
office.
room, or no heated floors in the house completely?
There's not a lot. I tell Mama we're broke and that we have to keep them
big
off.
baller. Yes, I had.
No, that's the opposite of a big baller, you idiot. It's the trying to be like, babe, let's turn them off. Who's got that money?
Gotta save the money. Okay, on the just back to the Ravens front for a second, because there is a lot of, some of it is like, oh, he's been the head coach, John Harbaugh, since 2008.
Don't pull that out. And you can pull it out. Like, hey, you could have won that game, but you chose not to.
But you brought up the Derrick Henry. If you were, I would not call for his head, nor would I.
No.
These people that want
no,
Tomlin
no,
fired. Okay, but a lot of people are taking that approach. And if you were to build that case, you would look at two things, I think. You would look at last night, and Boone, you already brought it up. You took a 24-13 lead with your season on the line with like 12 and a half minutes left in the game. So you're up by two scores.
They're pretty much playing playoff
12
football
minutes up,
too.
right? Patriots go down, get the ball back. They score a touchdown. Okay, not ideal, but you're still winning. Now you're up 24-20, 8.5 minutes left. By the way, the touchdown that you scored to go up 24-13 was once you crossed the 50, it was basically Derrick Henry walking the Patriots back into the end zone,
right?
And boom. So now there's 8.5 left. You have to win this game. Your quarterback is injured. You're up by 4 points, and he doesn't play the rest of the game. Like, you come back on that next drive with your second and third running backs, and he's taking a breather. Like what is the logic? You're trying to grind clock and win a game. And even like if you kick a field goal, now you're up by 7 at least, and you've got some protection.
Force them
there.
back into a situation, because the truth is, when you know, like, this is going to sound really stupid, but if you tell me that there's a minute and a half left with less than 7 points on the board, I'll be like, all right, we got this. We can do this, right? You start telling me there's 7 or 8 points, you're like, fuck, man, their margin for error is 0, right? Because now, and no bullshit, like now you're thinking like, hey, the kicker can't miss the fucking kick. And we're already watching a lot of those happen, and it's like, okay, their margin for error, right? If you're like, hey, we only have to score 3 points, 2 points, you're like, fuck. Two completions, we're done? Okay, cakewalk, right? But in your mind, it changes everything. You put more pressure on them when you're like, hey, we're down by 7. Now there's 0 room for error. Everyone has to be on point. We're going for it every fourth down, but you know that defense is going to be humming because they know you have to go the whole length of the field, right? That's when you start to put pressure on people. You tell me anything less, I'm going to be like, there's a good chance we can do this. We're going to be okay.
So how is Derrick? I like to run.
I'm giving it to him every play.
The defense.
Yes.
Ask the defense, what would you prefer the offense do right now? And the Patriots would have said, be nice if Derrick Henry could take a series off in this halfway through the fourth quarter.
Oh, okay.
And they did.
DH, sit down, bro.
How is he not on the field as your season is basically slipping away from you?
My guess is Harbaugh still has that little bit of fear from week 1. Game on the line. Fumble the ball. He fumbled earlier in the game.
He fumbled in the game. That was the only thing I could think of.
That's the only thing that I can think of in that moment is you're going, Mitchell hasn't fumbled the ball.
Yeah, but dude,
Derrick Henry, and I don't
Oh
disagree with you, but we all know that coaches in their little brains panic. And when they panic, regardless if you're a Hall of Fame coach in Harbaugh or you're a first-time ever head coach in Liam Cohen, there is always that. After you zoom out from the 1,000-eye view and be like, oh, yeah, that was really dumb. Why didn't I play Derrick Henry? But in that moment, you're going, that big dude's fumbled for me in multiple times this year in critical situations.
Yep.
I'm not putting him out there. Like, wrong decision. Completely wrong decision. But in the moment, it felt so real and so right to that coach that he couldn't convince himself otherwise, and no one else could convince him otherwise either. So I promised the running backs coach going, hey, DH, right, Henry? And he's like, no, Mitchell. Wait, hold on. He's like, I said Mitchell, right? And he's on to the next thing. This is a real, the clock's ticking.
And
things
it's happening
are going,
really fast.
And it's happening so fast. I think that's what happened. I honestly believe that is what happened is he convinced himself in his brain, Derrick Henry fumbles on critical situations. I'm not putting him out there regardless of what he's done all game. And it came back to bite him, and he's probably waking up this morning going, I'm an idiot. Like, I'm a moron. Yeah. Like, why didn't I just put Derrick Henry in there? But that's why. It's crazy, but I promise you that's probably what happened.
I promise you his brother called him and was like, John, what the fuck did you do? What did you do? And to be fair, like, if you're going to come down on him, you could just come down on him the fact that he had the blue screen of death, right? Like, you glitched out in the most important time.
It happens to us all.
But to be fair, it shouldn't happen to a Hall of Fame coach. And that's what people are mad about. I totally understand that. You are a Hall of Fame coach. You should know in the moment, 4 minute. People would give their left nut to have 22 on their team in a 4-minute situation. I would have done.
That's the whole reason why you.
When we got Josh Jacobs, he was like a quarter of what this dude was, and I was like, "All right, this dude's gonna run into people really, really hard when there's 4 minutes left." Kind of like how this goes, right? when you're like, oh, we're just gonna split the seam and do a little split zone and all this shit, you're like, what are we doing? Fucking duo for 3, duo for another 3. Like, let's make this hurt. Let's run the clock down. And it cost them their whole season because that was their playoff game. That was to get into the playoffs. Like, the Steelers are on a roll.
They do technically have a 7%
Don't they have to win like
chance.
both, and the Steelers have to lose both?
Yeah, the Ravens would have to beat Green Bay in Green Bay on Saturday, and Green Bay is also playing for. Well, they're both. Green Bay's like mathematically in, but still playing kind of for a division, kind of. And then the Steelers have to lose at Cleveland to make that a win and in game in Week 18
kind of
between the Ravens
doable.
and Steelers. But let me, like, again, if you were to build the case that, hey, we're sick of Harbaugh, get his ass out of here, you'd probably look at that. The other thing you would say is, okay, 7 years of Lamar Jackson, who's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the modern era in the NFL, maybe the best dual threat quarterback and weapon we've ever seen. Easy. 7 years of Lamar Jackson. One trip beyond the second round of the playoff. They've made the AFC title game once in those 7 years, right? And 0 trips to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Here's the thing. Hold on, before you go there, like I put more of those.
Some people might make
that case, but I remember watching all of those games. Those games for me fell more on Lamar Jackson's shoulders than John Harbaugh's shoulders.
Yes.
I think this is one of the first games in recent memory. I'm sure there's some Ravens fans that'll convince me. This is one of the first big losses in Ravens that I clearly can play at the feet of John Harbaugh. Right? This one is on you. Right? Like, this one is on you, bud, and you got to own this one.
Yeah, Lamar wasn't even out there to.
I look at some of those playoff games, and Lamar's turning the ball over. Right, you look at the loss last year to the Buffalo. Hey, that one, that's on you, Andrews. You got to catch that football. That's not on Harbaugh. Like, you look at, so you point to some of those things if someone wanted to make that argument. I can't think of any of those games where I'm going, that's Harbaugh's fault. He made the wrong decision. He made the wrong personnel decision. He put the players in a poor position to win.
Dude.
Like, so many of those ones are more on the players. This is the one that I can really just point to and be like, that was a coaching problem, and that's why you lost that game.
Question. Remember that one playoff game? Wasn't it Derrick Henry was playing for Tennessee, and he was playing Baltimore, and wasn't it Earl Thomas? And he, like, stiff-armed Earl Thomas. Remember that? And he, like, went off for, like, 200 yards in a game, and it was like, it's the same thing. I can't look at John and go, you gave up 200 yards. He's going to go, no, I didn't do that. The defense did that, right? And it's like, shit, he's not wrong, right? Last night is true. You glitched out in the biggest moment of the season when you could have been like, hey, we live to fight another week. And it was like, it was probably exactly what Jay said. And that's why it sounds so stupid, because in the moment,
in your brain, like,
it's so
sitting here
right.
Sounds
you're
dumb,
like,
but that's
how
it
fail
works.
Me. It's like you kind of look over and you're like, you failed me, but these two won't. And even if they just get 2 yards, we're still doing something, right? Like, it's but here's the problem. You've talked yourself down so many rabbit holes that by the time you look up, you're like, how deep am I? Fuck it. Just put whoever out there you want, right? Like, it becomes a mess, and it's crazy because their season is over. Like, yes, sure, they can get in, and they're going to – chances of them getting in are not good, I hate to tell you. Like, the Steelers are kind of on a roll.
It goes back to when you
kind of fucked up.
When you lose football games, your head coach's brain breaks. It just does. When you lose more football games, like when you lose things that are not common, like every head coach's brain just breaks. I've watched it happen. Like, it happened with Brian Dable. It happened with Kevin O'Connell this year, right? It now happened with Harbaugh. It even happened at times with Tomlin. It's happened this year with Dan Campbell. Like, their brains just crack. And the pressure and everything, it just breaks. And like we call it, I love we use this term on here, the blue screen of death. Coaches are not immune to
glitching.
It. Coaches are not immune to the full power shutdown. And oh my God, what did I miss? Right? Like, that happens. And
so that happened.
You've seen it happen to a few coaches this year that you're not used to seeing it happen to.
Yeah. So we'll see. 7%. You're telling me there's a chance.
Hey, but on the other flip side, excited for the Patriots. And I know they didn't jump into the one spot.
Excited for the Patriots.
Like, I see, and I know our bet is still very real and alive, because your Broncos, we'll get to them in a minute. But the Patriots, dude, they just continue to keep fighting really, like
11 in a row.
Drake May puts up 380 yards passing. Like, they do it in different ways every week, and you're like, man, the fact that they can rely on times at the run game, and not only does it have to be Travion Henderson, it could be Ramondre Stevenson. Like, it doesn't have to be just one guy. It could be the other guy, or it could be both of them, right? And then all of a sudden you talk about, like, the fact that they have great tight ends in the middle. And
Hunter Henry's been great.
Josh McDaniels coming back was one of the greatest I'm not kidding you. Like, I was not really a fan of his because of what happened and all the bullshit. But the fact that he's come back and resurrected his career, and I don't know if it's the fact that, like, he's been there forever. Vrabes obviously made the Patriot way, so they understand the most, like, we can never be a distraction, right? Like, the Patriots coaches can never at all step in front of anything. We are out of the limelight. We are out of everything. You don't really hear about them a lot. But, man, they're calling some hell of a fucking game, dude. Hell of a game.
I hope McDaniels doesn't fall into the trap of being a head coach again.
I don't think anyone wants him,
You're fantastic
bro.
as an
Nobody
offensive
wants
coordinator. You're great. You're unbelievable.
He's not, Jay. Stop.
Stay your lane.
You saw what happened in Vegas, right? Like, that was bad.
And
bad.
don't forget Denver.
Stop it. That was before anybody was born.
Was the worst because he assembled a staff and then like reneged
I doubt that anybody listening to this show remembers how he coached in Denver. That was one of the worst performances in Denver, and we played them in London when they had to wear the brown jerseys with like the yellow stripes across it. And I'll never forget just their whole thinking was so bad. Like, their players told us, they were like, yeah, we came out the day before. And we were like, to London? You flew like the day before out to London? They were like, yeah, Josh said that, like, we don't need any of this. I was like, oh, man, this is not going to be good for them. They ended up getting shit. Like, it was like, dude, what is going on here? What do we did? I don't think that people are going to look at him like Mackey said, right? He assembled that whole coaching staff. They're going to be like, hey, man, you're good where you are. You and Vrabes do your thing.
And if I'm Vrabes, dude, make him one of the highest paid coordinators in the league. Let him be with Drake May. Help him grow Drake May into being a superstar, right? Like, don't be afraid to, hey, I'm going to lean on you like you're a type of a head coach, but you don't have to be the mouthpiece. You don't have to be the one standing in front of the entire team, rah-rah, and doing like, that's me. You stay over here, build Drake May, build this offense, build them how you want to do it, and let's go forth and conquer. I mean, that's the best thing that I think you could do if you're.
Has there ever been a coordinator who sticks around so long with one team that they're part of two dynasties over like 35 years?
Spags in Kansas City.
Well, that's one dynasty.
I would probably say there was a. Well, no, he was only there. Brad Seeley was only there for the first dynasty. He was a special teams coach in the beginning when they won.
No,
all the Super
I think the
Bowls.
answer is probably no.
This is it. It can be historical for him.
Yeah.
Hey, can we? I want to re-mic and broaden out the top of the AFC here. My new mic is this is one of the craziest seasons in probably NFL history, but specifically AFC history. In that with 2 weeks left in the season, you basically have three teams fighting for the 1 seed right now. The Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence, the Broncos with Bo Nix, and the Patriots aforementioned.
We said that
with Drake
correctly,
May.
people. Those three teams are at the top. Can you fucking believe that last year?
Out of the playoffs entirely are
Go ahead and say
Mahomes
it.
and the Chiefs, likely Lamar and the Ravens, and the Bills are like in but not fighting for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So
Don't forget about Burrow.
This is like
Don't forget about our guy Joey B.
and Burrow and Cincinnati. So the powers that be at the quarterback and these teams at the top of the AFC, most of them just straight up out altogether. And the top of the bracket shows you in the NFL, if you nail coach, quarterback, and a couple key roster pieces, how quickly you can go from drafting in the top 5 or top 6 to literally winning like 13 games. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you know how hard it is to nail those three things. Like, even if you're talking about, like, you just need a couple core players, right? You talk about having a quarterback. It is so hard to find a good quarterback.
I'm going to give a shout out real quick to Elliott Wolf. Elliott Wolf for the Patriots, right? He was kind of after the Belichick leaves, there was this void of who's the GM? It's like, well, Belichick was the GM, right? Like, he was everything. And Elliott Wolf has been with that organization forever. I love Elliott. He's a fantastic counterpart on our ends. We have a lot of talk. Comes in, takes over the GM role, drafts Drake May, moves on from Mayo, brings in Vrabel. He should be executive of the year, in my opinion, if they give out one of those. I don't know if they do.
I think they do.
But
they
if
do.
they give out
They
an
do.
executive of the year this
He'll
year,
win it.
I think it should be Elliott Wolf and what he's been able to assemble
The
in
Wolf
those
man.
2 years. Oh, look at that. I think Elliott Wolf for the Patriots has done a fantastic job.
Well, if you talk about bringing in Drake May and all the other pieces like the
Well, then,
Diggsy-
dude,
and then
also,
all those
Will
trades-
Campbell, Wilson,
Yeah.
two rookies starting on your offensive line that you drafted, right? You bring in Diggsy, you bring in
The
Hollins,
risk
like,
of Stephon Diggs,
yes,
right? Like,
and
and,
it's
and
working.
you put
Well,
your
the fact
nuts
that you
on the
got Vrabel,
table,
too.
and you said, "I'll do it."
Oh, false
Right?
spell.
False spell. Right? I think that they've done a great job, and you're right, Mackie. If you can build the pieces around that you need to, which is so hard to do in this
So
league.
hard, dude.
It's so hard to do. I mean, every team thinks they draft their guy when they draft their quarterback in the first round, but very rarely. I mean, the odds show. I remember we went through it on this show a while ago.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Actually, the odds are higher that your head coach gets fired than it is that you find your guy. And for them to be able to nail those picks and do all those things, I mean, it's almost not fair that they were able to flip it around in a year and hear the freaking Boston fans go again. But
Dude,
that's what happens when good organizations and good owners keep good people.
If you think Boston isn't loving this, how do you think that last year's coach feels when he's looking around like everyone's looking at him like, dude, you couldn't have done this.
This could have been you.
What's Gerard Mayo doing right now? Is he on a
This
staff?
could've
Collecting
been
a
you.
check.
Oh, he's
collecting a
he's
fat
easily on
check.
a beach. Like, how are they doing? Fuck, I don't care.
Maybe he can join.
What was-
Seriously
Bill
though,
in North
Elliott Wolf
Carolina.
will win. He'll win Executive of the Year because he brought in the coach. Right, he had the infrastructure and started bringing it in. And like Jay said, he's been there since the beginning of like Belichick. So
Dude, he's been there forever.
He's responsible for everything behind the scenes, right? And this is why, like over time, I feel like the Patriots are always gonna win because they never listen to anyone but themselves. Like if you like the outside world could be clamoring to be like, get rid of them, they're like, what are they saying? I can't hear them over the fact that we don't give a fuck in this building. It's like they think differently inside that building, and the owner is the only one that they listen to. And if he's like, hey, I need shit changed, they're like, done, here we go. Gerard, thanks for everything, was not great, get the
What
fuck
was his
out.
contract? What was Mayo's
Had
contract?
to
Like,
be
what did
like,
they?
what, 3
what
years?
did they? What did they eat, Mac?
They're not usually public. I don't know if there's been
That's a
reporting
lie.
on it.
You just gotta look deeper.
Hold on.
But it's also a testament. Sometimes I feel like teams are way too quick to just
It
get
was a
pissed and fire
3-point
a coach.
According to AI, $3.5 million annually with a rumored $10 million buyout.
There you go.
So
Okay,
he's,
nice
he's,
little-
he's
$10 million
chilling
to walk into the sunset and be like, I'll be a DC in 5 years. No one
On one hand, there are teams that need to just like take a chill pill and like you don't need to be firing John Harbaugh. You don't need to be just like give it some time with young coaches. On the other hand, if you know you made a mistake halfway through the first season, and I might look at the Jets, there's a couple teams. I mean, hell, my guy Pete
Hey,
Carroll,
don't do that to him. Come
if there's a
on.
Mike Vrabel sitting out there,
There's not.
you got to
That's
make
the
a move
difference.
on it. You got to make a
That's
move
the
on
thing.
it.
If you think you've made a mistake and there is a better qualified candidate sitting in the wings, and you're like, he will get taken next year. Like, and if we don't want to be the ones that passed on him, for sure, you make that move. I don't think there's a Mike Vrabel sitting out there this year. There's
Ben
not
Johnsons
a there's
that
not
we're
a
talking about.
slam
Like, oh my
dunk.
gosh.
Yeah, I mean it'd be like if Ben Johnson
Hey,
got fired.
I will say
and they're
this.
Like,
That's a lie. I should take this back. There is rumors, and I'm going to speculate that there are rumors that Kubiak could be the new coach in Vegas. And there's also rumors that who is he going to take? Somebody said that he was going to take a DC with him, but that I could see because Clint's system would work extremely well in Vegas. Like they run off the run, right? Like everything is off the rip, right? And they have one of the better running backs in
oof,
Oakland.
that was sweet.
I know.
He had a game yesterday.
Dude, he
Finally.
had a badass game.
Finally.
And that starts to make more sense when you talk about that. But other than Kubiak in the NFL, and maybe the Rams DC, his name is I'm forgetting right now. Like
What was
he's
the mic
another
here?
one.
Oh,
The what?
The mic
What was the mic?
The mic was the 3 teams fighting for the AFC
Oh, yeah, okay.
1 seed, and we should hit on.
Now we're
like,
talking about the Raiders.
Oh, we
Okay.
should go to the Broncos. Let's go to the Broncos.
Let's do, and we got to
Because the
give some love to
Jags
the
and the
Jags
Broncos
too. But
get lucked in there. Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, Jay, do you want to talk about your Broncos?
I'll talk about the Broncos.
Go
I
for
mean, listen, it was bound to eventually stop. And I think back to our 2017
Ding him.
season. I think back to our 2017 season. We went on a huge run, rattled off all these wins in a row, and then we ended up losing a game late, and it was kind of a nice reset. And I'm not saying it's ever good to lose a football game. It's not, especially to the Jaguars when you're fighting for the number 1 seed. But it is just a good reality check of how easy it is to lose a football game in the NFL and how quickly things can change in an instant. And a good reminder going into the playoffs that if we do this and we fumble exchanges and we don't respect the football, and we can't stop a Trevor Lawrence type team, we'll be sitting on our couches in January and no one will remember this defense and no one will remember the season that we had. And so, yeah, they looked very pedestrian. The Jaguars walked in there, did what they needed to do. They've got their head coach taking jabs at Sean Payton. Like, all of that, That being said, it doesn't change how I feel about the Denver Broncos. It doesn't change for me that I still think they are a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I think this was going to be really good for them. Some young players there that are realizing the totality of what it means to really lose football games in December. And hopefully that's a big wake-up call for them going into the playoffs. Again, not a good thing to lose a football game, but sometimes it's a good lesson to learn when it's really not the final lesson of the season.
To be fair, when you lose to a small market team like that, you just have to take it, right? You just have to take it. You got to roll. Number one, I want to know why the fuck Sean Payton was even like, small market. Like, who the fuck cares, Sean? Shut up. You're an idiot.
It's not like Denver is like.
Well, you know what it was? Did they ask him like
City,
about Jacksonville? Like, he's like, well, tell us about Jacksonville. Sean, he's like, well, it's a small market city, and I got a duplex down there that I like to rent out. What the fuck is wrong with you, you jackass? Here's my problem with this whole situation. Trevor Lawrence has snuck his way into this sneaky situation where he's just throwing fucking dimes. And all of a sudden it becomes like, okay, this defense is getting after people. And yeah, they got to him. Even illegally, they got to him. Like, seriously, that hit, Jay, you cannot tell me that would not have been grounds for I am going to fuck your face up. Like
that might have been someone's getting. If I just don't know if they saw it. That's my thing. I don't think any of them actually saw it because no one could hear. If you watch the replay, they're all blocking. Like, they're all blocking, and then Trevor gets absolutely smoked. And then as they turn around, they're all kind of like, the hell just happened? I think if anyone would have seen that, if anyone would have seen what happened, yeah, I think someone would have probably gotten ejected.
Dude, that shit was crazy. But I'm with you. I'm not out on the Broncos. I think they played a tough game. The turnovers killed them. They miss a field goal. There's so many things at play here. On the other hand, Jacksonville, shit. Liam Cohen has this team rolling.
He can coach, man.
I've said this before. All you have to do is get the team to buy into your philosophy, right? Here's our philosophy. We're going to get this going, and once we get it going, this dude right here, you're going to sling it everywhere, right? Parker Washington, who? Fucking catching shit everywhere. You're like, holy shit, right? Some tight end named Stranger Things. They're like, Stranger Things, we like to do this. I was like, dude, what is going on right now? And then you look, and it's like, dude, Trevor's starting to feel himself in this offense. At times, ETN is running off the chain. Like, they can play some ball. The question becomes, will that team make it in the playoffs? Because a lot of those guys have never been there, and it's like, this whole atmosphere is going to change, right? I get it. You won a game up in Denver. Do I think they're going to have the 1 seed? No. I think you're going to have to go to the Patriots' house to start winning, but a game down there in Jacksonville would be great for them. We know what happens when teams like that play up north. Like, shit changes quickly when it's snowing and things are off the chain, right? Getting a game down there in the first week could be huge for them, especially if you take the 1 seed and everything runs through Jacksonville. Well, now it gets really interesting because you don't have to take them out of their element. And it's like, okay, well, now we're really having a lot of fun. But to be fair, if you take a north team and take them down south and you're like, hey, we're going to play a little bit of heat, you've kind of given them a little bit of an advantage because they're kind of like, oh, heat? That's easy. I can get hot real quick, coach, right? Like, you don't mind playing. It's the cold that you're like, this is going to suck, right? Like, you got to really talk yourself into some shit, especially when the D linemen are slapping your hands or slapping your arms and shit. You're like, God, I fucking hate these guys. Terrible.
You're also likely to have just as many visiting fans in that Jacksonville playoff atmosphere.
I don't know,
that's
dude.
The one thing, man.
I don't know. I feel like Liam Cohen might be actually making a real statement down there where he's getting people to buy into what they're. I mean, dude, they're up for the 1 spot right now. Like,
he's doing. He's also.
Been a
he's
minute.
like he's the forgotten McVay coaching tree guy. So much is made of some of the other guys who've come off this. But he spent time in 2 different stints under Sean McVay as an assistant quarterbacks coach with Jared Goff in like 2000. He was their assistant receivers coach, I think, when McVay first got there. And then he was the offensive coordinator after O'Connell left after the Super Bowl year. So he's like this McVay coaching tree guy that no one kind of associates with McVay.
Sneaky, bro.
You're also seeing the fall off in Baker Mayfield without him, right? I mean, Baker had this super strong start to the year. I mean, he's kind of hit a cliff here in the back end of the year here. How much was Liam Cohen a part of that? No. You can't do that. And then in the same breath, when I say things like, hey, well, Kellen Moore left Philly and Jalen Hurts hasn't been the same. Yes, the players have to go out there and execute, and the players have to be able to go out there and do what is asked of them. But a great offensive coordinator and a guy that can connect with the quarterback and settle him and push him in the right way and mold him makes a difference in this league. And I think, people are ready to write off Trevor Lawrence and we paid him all this stuff and can't stay healthy, can't do this. Liam Cohen has come in there and hey, coaxed him, worked with him. It wasn't pretty earlier on, but now we're seeing, 10 touchdowns passes in the last 2 weeks for him? I mean, crazy statistically. You look at Baker Mayfield, when the wheels started going off, no one really settled the ship. No one was there to help fix the offense. Like, I think Liam Cohen plays a huge piece into a lot of that, and you're seeing that now with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Do you want to do the Bucs Panthers? I'll remind get to that.
Yes.
Quick here.
That's where I was going to go. I was going to go to old Brycey Young there with the Panthers and the Bucs, man.
Do it. Go ahead,
Dave Canales, we appreciate you. We appreciate what you have been able to build. Rico Dowdle, the acquisition there, Chuba Hubbard,
T-Mac,
right? Bryce Young.
T-Mac.
Yeah. I think that dude's going to be a monster.
Call me T-Mac. Don't call me Tetaroa. Don't you do it.
T-Mac is going to be
By the way, I like
stud.
Tetaroa. That's such a cool fucking name.
Yeah.
Why would I not
That's
want
a
to be
cool
called
name.
that?
And they fight. It's not pretty. It's never pretty. I don't know if the Panthers have put a pretty game together yet this year, but they freaking fight. And they fight and they push, and they're going to drag teams into deep water, and they're not always going to be able to drown them, but they're sure as hell going to try. And I just love the mindset that Canales has put on this team. You're seeing Bryce Young progress, not as quickly as you would like him to, right? But you're seeing him getting the ball out quicker, finding the right reads, having trust in his receivers. And then, we can rely on a really damn good run game when we need to do it. I think you and I picked the Panthers, Mac, to actually make the playoffs here, and they are on track to go in there and make the playoffs. Do I think they're a contender? No. But I think they're going to find a way to get themselves into the dance.
Mackie, what is that bet? Do we have a bet right now in the AFC South?
Let's see here. Let's check the active
I will say this.
steak and a beer portion of the.
Bryce Young is a very lucky man that he is in the NFC South, because that is one shitty division. And yes, I agree. The Bucs, the wheels are starting to fall off slowly. I think last week's tirade in the media was a little at times funny as you thought about it, but now as the week's gone on and they lost, you're like, maybe there's a little bit of dysfunction going on. But to be fair, Baker's not the kind of guy that you normally just settle down, right? You see what happens when he starts getting flustered and angry. He's like, fuck it, I'll do it myself, and starts running headfirst into walls. And you're like, okay, don't do that, right? So you're right. Maybe Liam Cohen being there was like, hey, Bake, let's chill out a little bit, right? Let's hang out a little bit. At some point, though, you have to go out and understand they didn't have a lot of receivers during the year. They've kind of done this up and down thing all year, and they've been relying on Baker to do it. And now that everyone's back, I just don't know if they're capable up front of keeping Baker safe. And at the same time, you're like, dude, you just lost to the Panthers. What the fuck is going on? Last week, Falcons game, it was like, okay, that shit was crazy. Now you're looking at a real uphill battle where it's like, dude, if you guys don't figure this out, this team's going to get disassembled, right? You were running on one leg to start with. If you don't make the playoffs this year, dude, Todd Bowles might get fired. They might look at this and go, hey, man, we're running on our last leg over here. We barely paying Baker. We're getting away with it, right? We're running outside.
But Baker's proving why you shouldn't pay him. Baker in the back half of this year is making that contract that Tampa Bay got him look like geniuses, right? Hey, this is why we didn't pay him 55. Right, this is why we paid him the 35 that we have. And so you can't say, I think the bigger issue is Mike Evans is hitting the age cliff. Right, hey, too many injuries, collarbones, hamstrings now in, I think, 4 consecutive years. Chris Godwin's now had multiple injuries. You're starting. How many more years does Lavonte David have to push the ball up the hill?
I don't think
right,
dude. I think this is it.
And so you start looking at this from a totality standpoint, and you're going, man, this really sucks. I think we blew our Super Bowl window. I think our Super Bowl window was the last 2 years. We made good enough runs. We just weren't quite good enough. And they're probably looking at a hard reset in 2026 in Tampa if they miss the playoffs this year.
Dude, that's
wow.
Crazy. Hey, did you find out what's the steak in a beer?
By the way, so this is from our 2025 season predictions.
We all have the Panthers
portion.
No, I think
Jeremiah had Panthers in the playoffs. So you had Bucs winning division, Panthers in playoffs.
Okay.
Booney, you had Bucs winning division as the only team getting in there in that division. I had Panthers making playoffs, but Falcons winning division.
Oh my God, you were so off.
So none of us had them winning the division, but
that
two
should
of
be
us
a fine Kirko
had them. Well, don't
that
make
was
me
Michael
go through,
Penix.
don't
That
make
was
me
Michael
go through all
Penix
of our-
season, baby.
No, it's because Kirk's there. That's why he loves them.
We will have to at the end of the year revisit our predictions and see. I don't
them.
think any of them were. I don't think any of us nailed it. Let's just say that.
Well, there's bits and pieces here. Let's see here.
Who had Chicago winning the North? Anyone?
Booney had.
What I have.
No, you didn't. You didn't have the. No. It's funny, Booney. You had 3 NFC North teams getting into the playoffs, not the Bears. I also had 3 NFC North teams getting in the playoffs, not the Bears.
I think I had 2.
And
I think I had Packers, Lions.
You had Lions winning division,
Packers,
and then Vikings being. So we all had 3 NFC North teams getting in. And
I had the Vikings getting in. Look at me.
Yeah.
Homer. Yes, that's a Homer fine. I'll dig myself.
Homer.
Just immediately after the first game, just immediately bails on that.
Immediately
one,
bailed. So. I immediately bailed.
So yeah, that's a fun. Okay, let's remic it here in just a second. We're gonna remic it in a second after a couple shout outs. One, we're pumped to be partnered with Menards this football season, and you might be driving around for family visits and holiday, Christmas celebrations, whatever. And you want to make sure that when there's grime on the roads that you can see out your windshield. And that's where Splash -20 windshield washer fluid comes in. Formulated with special additives to help you see safety wherever you choose to drive. And you can get Splash at Menards. 15 different states, Upper Midwest, Jeremiah territory, Mackey Boone territory. So head to Menards, stock up on Splash windshield washer fluid because performance matters on the road and beyond. And then to continue cruising through the Underdog app here, Jonathan Taylor tonight, 98.5 rushing yards. You can select higher or lower on that. George Kittle, 67.5 receiving yards. You can go higher or lower on that. And there's all kinds of fun things for tonight's game. Makes watching football a little more fun than it already is. Underdog, where you also, with Underdog Unwrapped tons of promos all throughout the holidays. So get into that Underdog app, download it if you haven't. Sign up with the promo code OLINE and you score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first 5. That's code OLINE on the Underdog app. Underdog, make picks and win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org in New York, or call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
Hey, we got to get to the Lions-Steelers game.
Oh, yeah.
What did you guys think of the end of that game? The 2 OPIs, and then the chaos and the delay.
I'll start with this. They were both the right call. I think both of them. I think both of the OPIs were legit, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown, you can't extend your hands fully. Yes, I know you like Jalen Ramsey did the whole like drama thing and hands up, but you cannot get extension on that. On the pick play, you have to, Booney, what'd they say? Show me your hands. Right? Like you have to turn around. You have to show your hands. You can't dip your shoulder and run into the safety and be like, oh, he knocked me off. Right? Like those are both the right calls in that realm. And so I think that, you know, if you can just look at it from that perspective, be like, oh, that's kind of a lackluster ending. But the chaos where no one wants to take responsibility from a referee standpoint was the bigger issue that I had, because there was 2 refs that threw that flag immediately, right? As soon as he caught it, there was one from the side judge and one from the back judge. And you're like, okay, either it's DPI or OPI, one of the 2. But then to have this like discussion, and you could tell he's in his ear going, hey, what's New York saying? Like there's just so much of this stuff is like, well, is New York making final say? Are we making final say? What's going on? I hated that because it's just going to show you that the refs aren't really in control of a whole lot anymore.
To be fair, they've always said that if there's a flag, New York can get involved. That's why I have no issues with that. That does not go against the norm of what they said. 2, I think the problem became they knew it was OPI, but then they also knew that it was a touchdown. So they were kind of like, hey, this is the game-winning touchdown. How are we calling this? And that's where I have no issues. The problem I have is that there was a DPI earlier in that series, which was definitely DPI. It just took forever for the flags to show up. That's when you start getting critical. When the flags don't, like the minute you see it, you'll see them reach down for it. That's when I'm like, okay, this is a genuine flag. They think it's a flag. The problem is there was a 4th and 2 that guy comes around, it was a safety, turns the receiver, I think it was Jamison Williams, turns him, right? And everyone's standing there like, there's going to be a flag, right? There's got to be a flag, right? There's no flags. And it's like, holy shit, there's really no flags. And then 2 flags come flying in and you're like, That's bad, right? That to me looks bad. When they're just trying to be like, hey, there was definitely OPI, which it was definitely OPI. You cannot run into the DB and just blatantly push him off you. You can't do that anymore. When that happens and they're like, but he lateraled it to the quarterback who scored, they're like, how are we calling this? I'm sure that's all they were saying. And that's when, like, the best was Carl goes through his whole thing, right? You could tell that everybody was kind of like, so was it a touchdown? Was it not? He comes right back and goes, okay, so there was OPI on the offense. Therefore, there is no touchdown. Yeah. And then you just see him run off the field. Like he's
but
like,
him trolling by saying, like,
dude,
there was a
the
touchdown
game is
on
over.
The play.
Yeah.
But there is no good touchdown on this one. Like, it was hilarious. I was like, God, this is ton. By the way, that catch by Gainwell, holy.
That catch was nuts.
Oh, my God.
That catch was nuts.
That was wild. Also, that was a great call live, but the officials called it a catch live, right?
Which was amazing. Yeah, he's right off the forearm. The Steelers, I can't believe I'm saying this, put together a game plan that was so well executed yesterday. The running the ball for over 200 yards. Like, hey, what's one thing that we can do to neutralize their pass rush? Let's run the ball, right? Like, let's just do that. And the fact that they threw it to Washington and he destroyed. He fucking destroyed a DB.
Oh, that guy.
I mean, when he ran over this DB, guys, I started fucking losing it. I rewound it and watched it again and watched it again. And I laughed at that fucker that got trucked over so bad. I was like, oh, my God. But then he fumbled on the goal line, and I was like, dude, what the fuck, bro? I was into you. Now I'm not. You're out of the room. No more snacks for you. Get the fuck out, fatty. Right? I'm with it. I'm with it. The Lions have done a massive glitch on me this year. Just right? Like, don't understand what's going on with them. At times, we're going for it on fourth down multiple times and not getting it. And I'm not saying that happened in this game, but it's like things over the season are starting to accumulate, right? And maybe my biggest like antenna went up when all of a sudden it became a big deal of who was calling the plays on offense. And it was like, okay, this is the sign of an early dysfunction when somebody takes back play calling. Right, they're quick to be, and they tried to do everything they could to sweep it under the rug. Like, oh, it's no big deal. Dan Campbell wants to take back the play calling. Everybody knows he loves to do it, and it was like, okay, watch this, crash and burn, right? And then the inside of the core of their offensive line has been a problem throughout the year, and all of a sudden it doesn't change.
I didn't even know who was playing center for them yesterday.
Dude, who the fuck was that guy?
I've never even heard of that guy.
Well, I can tell you what, he gave up a safety, and I'll tell you right now, not gonna work here anymore.
I think that the air must have been let out to some extent. They thought Ragnow was coming back to save the offensive line, and then he shows up.
The grade 3 hamstring.
You have no leg.
Just don't look at it. Just don't look at it.
You have no left leg. What happened to you? I don't.
What happened?
Oh shit!
Oh man!
I don't.
I'm gonna get you the answer here. So who played
by the way,
center for the Lions yesterday?
Mackey, you can't tell me that Thielen right now is not just so excited. Like he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take it. A win is a win. We're going to the playoffs. I don't even care anymore how we're doing.
He's pissed because
He's not pissed.
I'm gonna
lose some
friends.
Go for
it.
Go for it, Matt. Come on, send it.
I think Adam.
It's a safe place.
This is safe.
Well, first of all, did he have a big game that I missed? Did he?
No, he had like 2
yesterday?
catches. He had 2
Okay.
catches.
Okay.
Same old 2 outlet catches he always has.
I think he is more interested.
Oops.
Shots fired.
Not bad.
I think he's more interested in having like individual accomplishments and accolades to end his career than like it'd be nice to win a Super Bowl. Of course, he'll celebrate that. But like I think he thought he was. I think he's kind of pissed. My guess is I think he's kind of pissed he's not playing more for Pittsburgh. That's my guess.
I think he's more pissed that he's not on like the Broncos team. That's where I think he's pissed. I think he's looking at this like, I can't believe I got picked up by the Steelers. But the fact that he's like, fuck it, we're winning. We're doing this. I mean,
by the way, I found out who the starting center was for the Lions.
Who was it?
He only played 3 other snaps the entire season. It was week 2 coming in as a backup.
Who was it?
Undrafted free agent from 2024 from the Florida Gators, Kingsley Iguakun.
Yeah, no idea.
So
no idea who that was.
Some random guy.
I mean, you saw the issues when he came in. I'll tell you that. Communication issues. Dude, but now you've gotten an undrafted free agent first time playing, a rookie guard.
Yeah.
Like, that's just got issues. And you're playing against Cam Hayward, Benton, like all kinds of dudes.
Dude, how about Highsmith? Fucking Highsmith's over here winning the game by himself. Dude, and you know what it was? It was the fact that they didn't run the ball. Dude, they had 15 fucking yards rushing. Let me say this again.
That's crazy.
15 yards rushing to 230. That's why
insane.
you lost that fucking
At
game.
home.
And, dude, to a team that you were so much superior than. I don't understand what's so hard about this, and maybe this is why this whole, I'm taking play calling back is so annoying to me. It's like, listen, the guy wears a 0 jersey. I don't give a fuck how he gets the ball. Give him the goddamn ball. And then when you fake giving him the ball, then you throw it to the guy wearing the 14 jersey. It ain't fucking hard. What are we making so hard over here, Dan? That's why I'm kind of I think Dan might be just driving me nuts, right? I kind of liked the play calling before, and then I start to look over at the Bears, and I go, that's what it was. I liked you. I liked you more, and we'll new mic them in a minute because, damn, that motherfucker's sexy. But seriously, the Lions fall from grace, man. You're glitching on everybody, and this was the team that was supposed to come out. I'm going to be very realistic when I say this. I don't have a lot of faith in the Steelers in the playoffs. And the fact that you beat the Lions, I'm like, okay, I should think less about the Lions. I am thinking way too highly in my mind about you guys. When this team, who didn't even have fucking TJ Watt out there, was out here just wrecking shit. And it's like, dude, what? Are you serious? The fucking Lions. You're supposed to go out and punch everybody in the mouth, and you just got punched in your house by a 45-year-old quarterback. The fuck are we doing?
It could be a scary thing for the AFC if all of a sudden the Steelers defense clicked, right? Because that is an expensive defense with a crazy amount of good players on it that has kind of just gotten pushed around all year. And if all of a sudden they put it all together and everyone starts hitting on all cylinders, and it's Ramsey and it's Highsmith and it's Benton and it's Hayward, and you're like, okay, and it's Herbig showing up off the edge, and you're like, okay, this could be. Oh yeah, by the way, there's Patrick Queen, and you're like, man, this could get really interesting if all of a sudden this Steelers defense steel curtain that we thought this was going to be figured it all out in the last 2 weeks in December, right before they hit the playoffs. And I'm not saying that they have figured it out, because I'm in your camp. I'm in your camp, Booney, where I think maybe we've just had this kind of savior complex view of the Lions this year, where we forget that the Packers shoved it to them week 1. Mm-hmm. We forget that J.J. McCarthy went in there and beat them in their own house. We forget about some of these things because we see the big-time performances from Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown. But in the totality of the season, hasn't been a super impressive season for the Lions. No. It just really hasn't, and we're all just kind of but.
It'll click.
This is the final game for me where you look at it and go, this just isn't the same Lions team. This is just not the same talented Lions team that we're so used to seeing week in and week out be dominant. And they have Aiden Hutchinson. I know they've lost a lot of people in the back end, but so is everyone at this point of the year, man. Everyone's hurt at this point of the year. It's just one of the things where you look at it now and go, yeah, probably not a playoff team. And even if they do get in the playoffs, probably not a deep run playoff team either.
Not with that defense, the way they've been playing. And I think they had another injury in the back end this last weekend, and that has been their Achilles heel forever. And it's one of those things where it's like, listen, if you're going to help your defense, you need to keep your offense on the field. Learn how to fucking find zero. Give him the ball more. And people are
do the Christian McCaffrey, do the Bijan Robinson plan, where it's I don't care if you're pitching it to him, throwing it to him, hike it to him. He needs to touch the ball 80% of the time. I don't know. Amazing. There's no other really way, because he is ridiculous.
Dude, he's insane.
Are you guys real quick on because Booney kind of just dismissed the Steelers a little bit there, and I want to drill down. So
I don't want to dismiss them at all.
They're going to host a playoff game, unless they completely melt down. They're going to host a playoff game. Right now, they'd be hosting the Chargers in the first round. Are you guys giving them in an AFC bracket with a ton of young quarterbacks or quarterbacks who've never won a playoff game before? Josh Allen's in there too, so I don't want to. But it's Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen in terms of playoff experience. Huge gap.
Trevor Lawrence.
And then C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, and then a bunch of guys who've never won, right?
Here's what
no chance. Mike Tomlin, Aaron Rodgers.
It all depends on the defense. It all depends on the Pittsburgh's defense. If Pittsburgh's defense can put it together and play like they just did this Sunday, for sure, they have a chance to beat anybody.
The Bills. You could say that about the Bills defense. They fucking suck at times too.
But the Steelers defense has way more credible dudes on it. My question is, why haven't we seen this all year long? Why is it now all of a sudden happening to where I don't trust you, Steelers defense? You've shown me, but you haven't shown me consistently. And so, no, Mackie, to your point, I don't trust them. I cannot trust a defense that is a week in, week out type of thing. I can trust a defense like the Broncos that for 2/3 of the season have been absolutely smothering. And yes, they faltered against the Jacksonville team. Okay, that's fine. I'm resting on what you've done the rest of the year. I have watched the Pittsburgh defense get ran up and down the field way too many times this year for me to be like, oh, Pittsburgh's going to win a division. They're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to have to host it. I don't trust the Pittsburgh Steelers defense right now.
But you don't need to worry as much about them if they can continue this run game going, right? As long as the offense keeps clicking, you don't trust the defense. I don't trust the offense. I'm looking at it like, oh, this is new. This is interesting. Wow, holy shit, we're doing this right now? Great. And it's the same thing with Buffalo Bills, and I'm going to fine you if you don't admit that, because the minute you start running the ball against them, Gregory Rousseau becomes another fucking tackling dummy that you're just going to get knocked over. They are not built to stop the run.
I agree.
But all of a sudden you look at Pittsburgh and you're like, okay, well, I could easily see them stopping the run. And it's like they just haven't shown up, and you're right. Maybe they do show up. I'm just worried the Bills don't have even a chance to show up. Like, you're looking at it, and you're like, who's going to stop this run? Ed Oliver? One guy's going to continue to stop this? Where you look at Pittsburgh's defense, and you're like, there's some big motherfuckers up there that could easily get this. Like, dude, Keanu Benton, right? Cam Hayward, he's getting bigger by the game, dude. He's getting wider and thicker. And he does that same goddamn bull rush, and it takes two people to stop him. And you're like, God, if anybody was smart, you'd cut him.
Just once or twice.
Just once or twice. Just cut the shit out of him and be like, now you going to keep coming after me, big dog? You got to be smart out there. But, dude, here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to see the Bills have to play the Steelers round one. That's what I don't fucking want, because those are the two most experienced quarterbacks. And at some point, you want to see them meet at the end to go, okay, now you two fucking duel it out, right? Like,
so that's a likely scenario, by the way.
Let's hope.
So let's see here. Bills, whoever
somehow comes out with the one.
Neither of them are going
the
to
Chargers could technically still win the division, but if the Broncos beat the Chiefs, it becomes
when the Broncos beat Chris Oladokun.
Yeah. So the Bills and the Chargers are tied at 11-4. The Chargers have the tiebreaker, so they have the 5 seed. Whoever gets the 5 seed plays at Pittsburgh in the first round, and the Chargers have Houston on Saturday, and then at Denver. Is it agent call there?
Probably.
You just get an agent call? Okay. And then those are tough games. Chargers could easily go 1-1 or 0-2.
Nose is running. Sorry. Nose is running.
Agent call? Nope.
No, not yet.
No. You're good. And then the Bills have home games against the Eagles and the Jets. I would say the Bills are favored to win more of their last 2 games than the Chargers are, but obviously it's a small sample. So
you say that,
but
the Chargers
it is likely that we get a Bills-Steelers first round.
Yeah,
at Pittsburgh.
We don't want
at
that.
Pittsburgh.
We don't want that. We want those two to go on, because those are the most experienced, and they're going to be the most fun to watch versus these younger people. But
it's crazy.
I mean, if the Steelers play the Bills and they can get this run game going, and you can just throw it to Washington and watch him run over DBs, like, that's what's so. It's going to be so. If they can figure out just this game with their tight end Washington, it's over, right? Hey, why don't you do what was his name from the Cowboys?
From when? Like
dude,
long
the most
time ago?
famous. Come on,
Jason
I'm picturing
Witten?
him. We used to be on the NFLPA together.
Moose
Tight end?
Johnson?
Yes.
Jason Witten.
Thank you. God, I'm so going to get
just
that
said that.
$300,000 a year. I swear to God I am.
That's-
I'm going to win
You're
that.
are you just getting content out there for the neurocog disability benefit when you apply for that, or
Is it crazy?
What are we?
Alex.
He's just gonna have a cut up of the podcast.
I
My
cannot
name
think
is.
about anything.
I played the football. Alex, you're in a safe place. It's okay. Jason Witten was the tight end that you're thinking about.
Anyways, remember how they would be on third down and they just be like, hey, Jay, go to the sticks and turn right. And you just do it every time. And all of a sudden it's a new set of downs. If you can just play this dink and dunk shit and then run the ball effectively like you did last week, it's going to be a long fucking playoff season for a lot of people playing you, especially because you still hold the threat of throwing it deep, right? I don't know how long DK is going to be suspended for, but he will be.
The question then becomes, when all of a sudden that defense turns back into a pumpkin like it has so many
agree.
times, can you get into a shootout with Trevor Lawrence? Can you get into a shootout with Josh Allen? Do you feel comfortable in that ability? And that's why for me it's more about the defense than it is the offense. Because the offense can do your dink and dunk thing as they move their way up and down the field, as long as the defense is just foot on throat of the other team like they were this weekend. If all of a sudden that defense turns back into getting gashed, Aaron Rodgers in this offense is not built to go toe-to-toe with Josh Allen in a track meet. They're not built to go toe-to-toe, and they're just not.
Well,
did you guys like the love fest, by the way, at the end when they were walking out the field? Aaron Rodgers pointing at Mike Tomlin saying, this is the best fucking coach in the NFL.
Mike Tomlin had his hands on his head
back at
talking to him.
Rodgers.
It's like, oh, I
Boy,
love
those
you
guys.
so
I
much.
kind of thought those guys. There's half a chance those guys might hate each other, by
Kill
the end
each
of the
other.
season, but
We thought the
but
same thing.
they're coming together.
No, they definitely want to kill each
For
other. 'Cause
now.
the minute that they lose, it's fucking on with each other.
For
But
now, until they lose in a playoff and one points the finger at the other. We'll see. We'll see how long that love affair lasts.
We should switch up mics here. Let's go back to Saturday here and talk about perhaps the most clutch team in modern NFL history. 6 fourth quarter comeback wins in the final 2 minutes. The Chicago Bears to take a stranglehold on the NFC North after starting 0-2. And I think one idiot on this show around that time said, let's do the math. How are they going to get to 9 wins? How are they going to get to 9 wins? Yeah, well, they're going to get to 12? 13?
Yeah.
They
Bears,
have whatever golden horseshoe fell out of Patrick Mahomes' ass, bounced and jumped into Caleb Williams, right? Because those dudes they're the same thing. It's the end of the fourth quarter. The game should be over. There's no way they should win. And then it's a fumbled onside kick. It's a dropped pass, a fumbled ball. I mean, sometimes the ball just bounces your way in a season. It just does. And the
Bears got to the Super Bowl doing that 20 years ago, by the way.
And sometimes the ball just bounces your way. It happened with Mahomes all the way to the Super Bowl last year, right? The ball just bounced their way. But I am terrified as a Vikings fan, as a fan, someone that loves watching the Vikings, trust them. They paid for a lot of the house that I live in. Watching Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, this could be a really scary thing for the NFC North going forward because you're seeing the progression of Caleb Williams. He still does some dumb things and tries to escape out the back of the pocket one too many times. But that throw to DJ Moore at the end of the game,
Fingertips.
50 yards in the air underneath, puts the air on it so he can run up underneath it. And you even heard DJ Moore say it. He's like, as soon as I saw the coverage, I knew I just had to run my ass off, and I knew Caleb was going to put it there. It's going to be really interesting to watch for the Chicago Bears going forward because next year it will not be a cupcake schedule. Next week you will have to go through the meat grinder. You will have to do all those things. But
until
they have
then,
built a really good little core of players, and I think everyone's bought into the Ben Johnson way. We'll see how it goes. But, I mean, are we to the point now on this podcast that we think they're contenders? Or do we think that they're just the luck's going to run out? Or do we think that legitimately we could be sitting here in February going, the Chicago Bears are playing in the Super Bowl?
It feels a lot.
Are they those contenders?
Do we think that they legitimately could be in the
over
Super
the
Bowl?
Rams? Do you think
I don't
that
know. I'm asking.
Here's what it feels like to me. You tell me if I'm wrong. It feels very 2022 Minnesota Vikings-esque, where you win. They had 8 fourth quarter comeback wins in 2022. Every game was just, they were down by 33 to the Colts at halftime in a game and set the alpha record. Where it's like, it's fun. They're clutch. There's a clutchness to but at some point you're going to get into one of those situations and
you're going to get into
you're going to have a ball
and
tipped and there's going to be an interception or whatever it is.
I agree.
Yeah. So
100%.
I feel like it's more of a fun thing that ends in the divisional round. Call me a hater, Bears fans, but they're, no matter what, they're building something that feels sustainable beyond 2025.
Absolutely.
Even if they get their comeuppance in the playoffs.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Monangai is going to be a huge portion of what they do in the future. The play action, the fact that he just runs so hard and just through fucking everything is so fun to watch. Ben Johnson absolutely will have this team turned around for the next couple of years, and it should scare a lot of people. Do I see them going deep in the playoffs? Not really. Like, you talk about having to go into the playoffs, you have to be a very distinguished gunslinger. You have to be able to fucking be chill when you get smoked from the side, right? Like, there's going to be times where you're up and down, and at times he just has the blue screen of death. And this last game, don't get me wrong, that throw was fucking incredible, right? Like, insane, the fact that he did that. And off of a fucking onside kick, which all everyone talks about is like 7% chance of winning. It's like, I feel like that's a high number. I feel like that's a really high number too. Like, that was an incredible game, and you're right. It's the luck of the draw because the chances of you fumbling the onside kick are not fucking good. It's one of the things we practice every single.
And as
week.
you get into the playoffs, those margins for error become even smaller.
Right.
And you get into the playoffs and you're playing against the Rams. Puka Nacua catches the onside kick and the game is over in victory formation. Right. Those are the type of things where when you hit those luck type things in the regular season, very rarely do those luck things carry over into the playoffs, right? Because the margin for error gets smaller. Everyone is more buttoned up on the details. Like, it just doesn't seem to be a luck type of thing in the playoffs. The better teams usually find ways to move on. And so I'm looking at the Bears going, how many of these games in these fourth quarter comebacks did we actually look at you and go, you were the better football team today and you won this game, versus the other team kind of screw it up and you guys took advantage, which is always a high thing that you can do as a football team. If you can find ways to capitalize on other teams' mistakes, you're going to win a lot of games. The question is, once you hit the playoffs, so much of it is about who is the better team, right? The better team usually always rises. I'm not sure I'm ready to look at the Chicago Bears and go, you're the better team of all these NFC playoff teams. I think you will get there. I think the direction you're headed is, you're going to put yourself in major contention in 26 and 27 of being playoff, possibly Super Bowl contenders. I'm just not sure you're there right now.
And to be fair, I think a lot of people in free agency are going to want to go there now. So good for you, Ben. I think you did a great job. Like, they're going to see
what's
this
their
and be
cap
like,
situation look like too.
While you look that up, I'm going to
friendly.
do this. And I hate to be this guy. I'm going to be this guy. Jordan Love was not out there for most of that game, okay? I'm going to be that guy, okay? Their starting fucking quarterback was not out there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Malik Willis
So-
looked pretty damn good.
I'm going to bring everybody back to earth real quick, and I'm going to hit you with this. Malik Willis will be the highest paid quarterback this year, coming off of this year right now. Like, someone is clearly going to trade. Oh, fuck. In free agency. This year in free agency.
Okay.
He
I was going to
will-
say, you think he's going to be a $60 million a year guy? I was like, you're out of your mind.
No. 2 weeks ago, we were over here like, well, who in free agency is anyone going to go after other than Mac Jones? And now all of a sudden it's like, I'm right here, everybody. You can come find me in one Packer way. I'm telling you right now, that dude will not be on the Packers next year. Not a fucking
No, someone will pay him.
chance.
Someone will pay him.
Did
I'm
you
not sure
see
who it
what
is,
he
but
did
someone
in
will.
that? Dude, and we said this last year when he came in. Remember, was it the first game was like against Miami?
He went what 2 and 3.
crushed
He had to
it.
step in for Jordan in weeks
He
2, 3, 4
came
last year.
in for 7 games. He started 2 last year. They went 2-0 in those games.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's
very, very well. And LaFleur changed. I mean, they literally
he changed
like,
the
had
whole
these-
offense up, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it
He
becomes
also
more
did that during the
Miami-esque.
game on Sunday, which I
Yes,
thought
he
was
did.
incredible for him to be able to do.
I'm telling you right now, this LaFleur should get a lot more credit than he does. He is a very like, what are you good at? This is what we're gonna do, right? Because he clearly
Tell that
knows
to
that
a lot of Packer fans. A lot of
Dude.
Packer fans are like borderline out on Matt
No,
LaFleur.
stop. Please
telling you.
stop.
Dude, I'm
He
telling
is-
you.
Can
he
you
is
tell those fucking
so-
idiots no one cares what they think because you're clearly not listening or watching? Do you realize that the minute he put Malik Willis in, the whole game plan changed? He was like, hey. Oh, yeah. Instantly, he was like, yo, Malik's in. Yo, give me script 2. Give me that. Here we go. QB read. Here we go, baby. Let's have some fun. The fucking awesome thing is this kid doesn't blink. He's like, yo, I'm ready to do this. I've been ready to do this. I'm telling you right now, so many teams took notice of that and we're like, hey. He what? By the way, don't quote me on this. Was he a first round pick? Second round pick?
Third.
Third.
He was a
He
third round
Tennessee.
pick.
It's funny.
Third round pick out of
Tennessee.
Liberty after they drafted Levis, right? Wasn't it like
Yeah.
Levis?
No, it was
no.
the
They
year
drafted
before
him
that.
first. They drafted him and then Levis the next year.
Yeah, this
Mayonnaise,
was the 2022 draft, and there was some steam because that was the Pickett draft, right? Yeah.
Yes,
that
it
was
wasn't
a
a
weak
great.
quarterback draft.
It was not a great quarterback
But
draft.
so there was some
he's
steam
proving-
that Malik Willis was maybe going to go like top half of the first round, but like God, he played at Liberty. He's like he's kind of raw, and so they.
I love it.
Yeah, he
I think it's
folded up
great.
there.
And he was dicing shit up. He's ballsy. He's throwing fades. I'm like, dude, this dude's just straight throwing fades right now. He was out there like, mama, here we go, baby. Let's have some fun. Potta buy a new house. I'm telling you, so many teams were like, hey, you see that guy, right? We're going for that this year. Like,
I
we
think
need to
a
find
team
that.
probably signs him to a Sam Darnold type deal. 1 year,
Maybe
10.
even a little more.
1 year, 10. 1 year, 15. Prove
There you
it.
go.
Come in. Be the guy. And if you do that, then we'll give you the extension or a franchise tag you, whatever it might be. I'm not sure he's
interesting.
done enough that someone's like, hey, 3 years for 30 a year. Probably not in that realm.
No.
But I
Where
do
he's
think
going?
there's enough teams that I think would
Miami.
take a flyer on him at $10 million.
Going to Miami.
Okay. Well, we got to know who the coach is in Miami. Well, who
Doesn't
would
matter.
you?
He's
Here's
gonna
it.
go there.
Who would you rather if you had for the next 2 years? You have to commit to either Anthony Richardson or Malik Willis.
Malik, easily.
I agree. I think he's a more accurate passer.
Malik.
You're talking about Anthony Richardson from the Colts?
Yeah.
No, the other Anthony Richardson. This is
Well,
not a
I hate to
highlight
tell
reel
you,
for
but,
your
I'm
CTE.
I'm
not
talking
so
about
listen.
I'm talking
I'm
about
not
the
so worried
fullback
about
from 20
his
years ago, Tony
accuracy as
Richardson.
much as I am his fucking cardio morons. I don't think he's even ready to fucking play. That's why I said I would never take that dude. He was over here going, "I need a break," and we go, "You don't get fucking breaks, moron. That's why we pay you."
Speaking of quarterbacks, and I mean, the game was not worth talking about, but I think it's worth talking. I'm going to mic Tua. I think we need to mic Tua and him getting benched and the end of the Tua era in Miami. I think this is done, right? This is over.
Yeah,
this is everything's we're good. We're done. Everything's like
Dude,
Quinn Ewers
between
didn't look
Kyler
great.
and Tua, you have 2 former number 1 overall picks, right? Wasn't Tua, or was Tua? Where was Tua?
Tua, he might have been number 1.
I don't think he was 1.
5th. Okay. Still
Top five.
Top 5.
Kyler Murray was 1.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is Kyler could go into baseball. Like, they're saying he could fall back on baseball, and I'm
Maybe
like,
Tua
Jesus,
should try baseball.
The rich get richer, right? Jesus.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
imagine playing a baseball
Tua
team
being
that's-
done there, I think, is really interesting, especially if Mike McDaniel stays, which I'm hearing a lot of reports that he's going to. Like, that they're going to back him to stay, which I find super, super interesting. So we'll go there.
Then I definitely see Malik Willis going there.
All right. So, yeah, just real quick. I wanted to touch on that and just make sure we're all on the same page. Like, he's done. Done.
Where does he
forever,
go?
Done.
Yeah.
Forever.
Does anyone give him a
No.
they probably have to cut him, right?
His
Because no
brain
one's
is
going to want to
broken,
take on.
guys. No. Do you remember? You have to get a doctor to go, yes, you can hit him and he's going to be okay. Because if it goes sideways, everyone's going to look at you and be like, now you're really deep in this. Like, and 2, no doctor's going to ever do that in the NFL. I hate to tell you guys. Like, the
But you
minute
don't
they
think
put
he'll
a
get
red
cleared
flag on
on
you,
a-
no, fuck no. The minute they put a red
You think
flag
he's
on you,
done?
the
You
red
think
flag,
he's done?
You think he's done in the NFL?
I'm almost willing to be
Nah,
like,
he'll be on someone's. He'll be on
steak and a beer
someone's-
right now. I don't think a neurologist could look at this and be like,
I'll take
I'm
that.
okay with us
Okay.
paying him.
Listen,
it's the
Ryan
National Football
Kelly
League,
just
baby.
came back 3 weeks in a row on that
Different.
piece. I'm willing to say that someone will
Jay,
take him. Someone
nobody
will put
other
him on
than
there.
you and I know that Ryan Kelly had a concussion in the game yesterday. Nobody. And no offense, but nobody gives a fuck when an O-lineman gets one. But when the starting quarterback gets knocked unconscious and then he hits free agency and people are like, don't.
Okay,
Everybody's
what's the steak and the
gonna.
beer?
Dude, you act like teams are like, you know
Miami.
what?
The stake in the
Give
beer
him
is
a
that
chance.
Boone believes that Tua won't play in the NFL again.
Okay, that's
I
a
think
great steak and a beer.
Someone will take him. That's a free one.
I'm siding with Jay because I
That's a
think
free steak there.
teams are psychopaths. Like teams are gonna.
I don't think they're like that anymore, dudes. I hate to tell you, they're not.
You might be right.
That concussion movie changed everything.
Thanks, Will
Everything.
Smith.
Yeah, thanks,
Will,
fucking
goddamn Will Smith.
pussies telling
Will
on
Smith.
us.
P words.
P words.
All right, let's rewind here as we rewind down. Let's rewind all the way to Thursday. Can we new
Thank
mic
you.
the Thursday
Oh,
game?
here we go.
This is the
Can we
only
let's
other
we
thing-
got to
This is the one we have to talk about,
We got to
dude. This
rewind
game.
all
Can
the way back.
Can
to
I start
Thursday.
this because I think I
Yeah.
want to say something that, and you guys might attack me for this, and that's fine. But
here we go.
I root for Sam Darnold. I think it's a great story. I think he's an awesome dude, super talented. The people that are banging the drum, he proved everybody wrong and changed the narrative. Take a breath. They were down by 16 points halfway through the fourth quarter, getting bludgeoned by the Rams. He threw 2 of the worst interceptions you're going to see in the NFL all season long.
They were bad.
Okay? And then the comeback gets started
Shaheed.
by a punt return touchdown. Credit to Darnold for cashing the 2-point conversion. Nice job. Okay. And then, they get the ball back. The second touchdown was a busted coverage, like wide open
Massive
tight end
busted
that
coverage, yes.
80 quarterbacks in the NFL are going to hit, walk-in touchdown. And they needed a crazy fluke 2-point conversion, backwards pass, hits the ground. Charbonnet walks over, doop-the-doo.
Just so happens to pick up.
There, right?
But I always pick up the
All
ball.
of those things had to happen for that game to continue while the Rams racked up 581 yards of offense and 457 passing yards too. So I came away thinking the Rams are still a wagon, and I worry a little bit about Sam Darnold still in these big games. Is that a fair
No, I think you're right,
take?
Mickey. I think there's a little bit of a lucky horseshoe that kind of got thrown at them this week. Dude, that 2-point conversion, the fact that Terry McAuley was going so hard on it, it was like, listen, guys, what the fuck are we doing? Like, they're like, it went back this far. So it's like, okay, we're really trying to give Seattle
You
this
blew the
game.
whistle. It was over.
Right? It's over.
Yeah, you can't let that.
You blew the
Fuck
whistle. man.
listen, whatever anyone says, I'm going to tell you right now, Matthew Stafford threw for almost 500 fucking yards. Okay? Let me say this again. Here we go.
It's crazy.
5-0-0 in the fucking air, right? Most quarterbacks can't do that in 3 games, 4 games. Go look at Cleveland. They haven't done it in fucking years. This
Actually,
dude was.
Shador threw for like 380 the other week.
Yeah.
In fairness, okay.
That's an instigator fine. Thank you. Anyways, The fact that like this game went to overtime, it was one of the greatest games ever, right? Like we're talking about a 2-point conversion that we're like, holy shit, this is getting insanely wild. The Shaheed fucking trade instantly has blown itself up and been like, this was smart,
awesome.
right? But we've talked all year. This is kind of how Seattle's been playing. They are a team-friendly team. The defense shows up when the offense needs them. The offense shows up when the defense needs them. And special teams has been there all fucking year. Like, they've been doing this for a while. What was awesome to see was the run game got on fire yesterday, or on Thursday. Kenneth Walker was fucking insanely out of control. By the way, that Charbonnet touchdown, shout out Jalen Sundell. That block was 7-3. You know, by the way, I texted him and was like, so great to see you, buddy. So great to see you back. I love you. Yeah. It's been a minute since I got to talk to Jay. So excited to see him out there. But, dude, Seattle, so tough. The Rams, also tough. Kind of why I'm not ready to get on the Chicago train and be like, yeah, they're going to do it. It's like, listen, you got to go through some other teams. And, oh, hey, by the way, the Niners are also in the playoffs. Like, the West is on fire right now.
The Niners went out and clinched the 1 seed. Like, if the Niners win out tonight, they beat the Colts, and then they got to play Seattle one more time, and then I think they play.
Where's that game at, though? Where's that game at?
Oh, it's at Colts tonight.
Yep.
And then it's home against the Bears.
Yep.
And then home against the Seahawks.
If
they win those three, they are the
number 1 seed in the NFC.
Dude, that's what's crazy about it.
And if they do that, Kyle Shanahan's coach of the year. I'm sorry. If they do that, like, sorry, Liam Cohen, great job. Really excited for you down there. What he just did with Purdy missing majority of the year, with Bosa
what's
being
going on
out,
with Ayuk driving
Fred
120
Warner,
next to the stadium?
Like,
shit.
Coach of the year. Coach of the year,
Have you peeked? So Christian McCaffrey, kind of low key, is flirting with 100 catches as a receiving
He's completely switched his role this year. He's become a receiver for them because everyone's like,
Shanahan literally was like, hey, you just have to
can't hand it off to him.
Whatever we do for you, you touch the football. I don't care how it happens.
It's what we talked about.
He did this
earlier.
a couple times with the Panthers. Like his second and third year, he caught 107 and 116 catches, over 1,000 yards back in 2019. He's kind of back.
I need some of that. I need some of that tonight for my fantasy football semifinals. So
dude, tonight's gonna be
I need a couple. Is it a PPR league?
Is it a PPR league? I have Jonathan Taylor and Christian. I need them to go off tonight. Anyways, just saying that piece there.
Well, that's going to be interesting because Eric Kendricks, I heard, is playing middle linebacker for the 49ers. So that should be fun to see at the same time. But
you can, man. Let's go.
So true. Dude, LA Seattle, going back to it real quickly. If Seattle can run the ball like they did, right, and they can play action with Jackson Smith and Jigba and A.J. Barner and all these fucking guys that are starting to show up, you're going to start to see problems because playing in Seattle has always been tough. Historically, everybody knows that. They need to get back on the train of winning at home. I think it was last year they were like they hadn't won a game at home or something, but seeing them turn this around, and to be fair, I think weren't the Rams up like 2 touchdowns at one point?
Yeah, I mean, the game was pretty much out of hand until the punt return.
And that's what changed everything. And that's why they're a total team. And that's why they're going to be so hard to beat because the minute you shut the offense down, the defense starts to pick it up. And then all of a sudden you shut the defense down, and then all of a sudden the special teams are going to start to pick it up. Like, you just have to full-on beat them for 60 minutes, which is going to be hard to do, dude. I'm telling you right now.
And can Puka Nacua replicate what he did? Right? Can he replicate that?
Create some chaos.
Well, he knew he was in trouble.
In the week.
He knew he was in a lot of trouble.
Say some out-of-pocket crap about a religion, and then go out there and the coach says no, they can't come to the building.
Waiting.
It's like, well, I'll just go ahead and get on the bus. Like, it wasn't good. I mean, but I also think there's something to be said where everyone's like, Puka's distracted, and he drops like 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. His brother's stealing NBA people's cars, and you're just like, what is happening? And he's like, I'm just over here doing my thing, man. I'm just catching touchdowns. He's tweeting about the refs after games. Sean McVay looks like he wants to stab him, but hey, he can catch the football, and we've always said the scale in the NFL, man, as long as this outweighs this, nobody cares. Nobody's going to come down on Puka Nacua this week. But if he had like 1 catch for 20 yards, everyone would have been killing him. They would have been killing him.
He knew he had to do that. Every ball thrown to him, he was like, I must catch or I'm going to die. Just get – and I love how Sean McVay's like, what happened in the facility? I have no idea. AKA, I fucking know, and I'm going to kill him the minute we leave here, right? Like, that game happened on Thursday, so he had no room in the week because what are you going to do? Go up to him on Wednesday and be like, hey, we're fucking talking about this. You're not. You're going into a big game, so you're like, you almost pretend like nothing's happening, and you're like, oh, Puka, what's up, buddy? And Puka's probably like, shit, is he messing with me or is he being for real? And it's like, no, man, what's up? We good? What's wrong?
Friday, though.
the minute that fucking game was over, I guarantee you he had his ass up against the wall like, motherfucker, I will kill you. I will fucking kill you and your fucking brother for stealing shit. Tell his ass to knock it off, right? Dude, here's what I'm going to say. 500 yards, you didn't even have Devontae Adams. This is going to be a problem, gentlemen.
they're away.
This is officially going to be a fucking problem when he comes back because now it's like, could he do 600 yards? What's the record for a game, by the way, for passing yards?
A lot.
Ooh, let's look that up.
Let's find out what
What's your
Stafford's
guess?
going to break
What's your
this year.
guess?
My guess is 625.
I would say 610. 610,
I think
598.
I think it's below
598, 590, somewhere in there.
Oh my God, is this accurate? Hold on a second.
It's probably like 800.
Holy shit!
Is it Nick Foles? It's Nick Foles.
It's not. It's not even the number that's shocking. The number is 554, and it was by a Rams quarterback. I'll give you those clues.
Our favorite? Is it our favorite?
Is it Sammy Darnold?
Sam Bradford.
Not Sam Bradford?
It was not Sam Bradford. That's a great guess, though.
Hold on. Oh, was it Kurt Warner? Greatest show
A
on
little
turf?
older than Kurt Warner.
A little older than Kurt Warner.
shit.
Oh, gosh.
Hold on.
This is wild.
I don't think I'm ever going to get it. I don't know. I don't
this
think I'm going to be able to
guy-
get that one.
This
I don't know if the Rams
guy
had a team
was
before Kurt
once the head coach.
554?
He was the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings once.
Were they an LA team?
The Vikings were not. No.
No.
No, was this the
No,
LA
it's the
Rams?
Rams. Was it the
Yeah,
LA
it was
Rams?
St. Louis.
LA Rams.
All right, then
I
it's
think. Yeah, LA Rams against the New York Yanks.
Oh, God.
oh Jesus Christ, man. I'm not gonna
September
get this.
28th,
It's like Newt
1951.
Rockne or some shit.
Norm Van Brocklin.
Oh my God, I was never gonna.
Never heard of that guy.
Can you
I've heard of him,
guess
but I never would have guessed him.
the guy who is second here is a modern era. 527 yards.
Aaron Rodgers,
Nope.
Tom Brady.
Nope.
Peyton Manning.
Not a Hall of Famer.
Not
But had his little run as a really nice quarterback for a
Nick
couple years.
Foles.
You're getting closer. You're definitely in the era.
Nate
Matt
Peterson.
Ryan.
No, he competed against these guys.
Eli Manning?
Houston Texans.
Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. Don't say Carr.
Derek Carr. Matt Schaub.
Matt Schaub.
Shut up.
Give me the ding. Give me the ding, 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 ding. Yes. Matt Schaub, baby.
Tied with Warren Moon, who did it 527 in 1990 for the Houston Oilers.
Dude, 527 is crazy.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of yards, dude.
D coordinator's on suicide watch. You get about 550 yards.
By the way, we haven't even talked about the fact they have Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. Like,
I mean,
at what point? Oh, and by the way, Aaron Donald's coming out of retirement.
That's the
so-
most complete team in the NFL. We've said it.
Dude,
the
the
only
D
reason we
tackle
didn't pick
had an
them
interception.
preseason. The only reason we didn't pick them as preseason favorites because we thought Matt Stafford's back was going to break.
all fucked up.
He's fine.
That's a lie.
He's fine.
The lie detector test determined that too was a lie.
You are the father.
By the way, we need to find them seriously because there's so many people that didn't pick them to win the Super Bowl, and we would have had they not said that Matt
I
Stafford's
think we even
fucking back.
hedged. We
said if
hedged
Matt's
when we were
back is
picking.
fine, he's gonna win it. We were like, dude, he's due a fucking another Super Bowl. See
Can I
those
just
fake
tell you-
teeth? He's probably owed payments on those things for weeks. Shit.
It's fucking 20 grand a payment.
Yeah.
20 grand
By
a
the way,
tooth.
I just cracked open the box score on this 1951 Norm Van Brocklin gem. The names of football players in the 1950s are great. So 3 different receivers caught over 100 yards worth of receptions, including Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch and Vitamin Smith.
Oh my God. I am in.
Yeah, by vitamins, it's vitamins.
Crazy Legs Hirsch, man. He's a Hall of Famer.
Can we, as we wrap, can we talk college football at all? Are we good with that? Can we talk a little college football and how absurd it is that the group of five should not be allowed into the playoff anymore? I mean,
Why are you piling on these people?
We
Leave
didn't
them
Notre
alone.
Dame. Notre Dame.
Oregon did what they did. Leave them alone.
Listen, I watched that Alabama-Oklahoma game, and I was like, this is college football playoffs. Like, this is what everybody wants. Battle tested. You watch even the A&M Miami game is like the wind.
It's defense. It's
defense.
football.
It's competitive. It's then it's like, okay, time to watch the exposition games. What the hell are exhibition? What is it?
Exhibition.
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 Time to watch
CTE.
the exhibition games. Yeah.
Record
CTE,
that for
fine.
him. He needs
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Cut that, clip it, put it in the archive. Right. And you go and you look at it. I don't want to watch these teams. Like, they're great. It's fun. You had a really fun season, but everyone keeps holding on. Boise ruined it. 2007 Boise ruined it for the rest of us because now everyone thinks
Sooners.
Yeah,
they're going to
Oklahoma.
be, it's going to be that thing. No,
Or the
In
Cinderella
today's era of
team.
college football, man, that team can last for about 15 minutes and then eventually steamroll. And it was over for both those teams before it even began. I mean, Ole Miss jumps up 14-0 immediately, and then they fight for a little bit in the middle, and then the route's on. I mean, James Madison, you just look at the difference in athletes compared to Oregon and James Madison. I mean, Dave Portnoy had that thing where he's like, look at number 33. Look, he has
that
poop
guy-
in his butt. He's chasing after the dude. Just not okay.
He looked like Chris Farley in a football uniform.
It's just not okay. I love you, Group of Five. Give them their own playoff. Give them their own something. I don't want to see them in the playoffs anymore. I don't. We've seen this movie. It's over. It's done.
So now that we know that Tulane and James Madison were just like, they're just going to get cooked. Okay.
Miami should have been in. Or Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. And
Notre
then,
Dame should get in.
Put like a
and
3-loss Texas.
Notre Dame and
Texas. Or like a
Texas.
2-loss Vandy or something.
Yes.
Just throw them in.
Even Vandy. Yeah, Notre Dame,
Vandy
Vandy.
would've
Any
been
one of those
sweet.
schools.
Diego,
Any one of those
seeing
schools could have been
Diego
in
go
there.
off.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. But I get it. You got 65 teams that you need to give them something to play for, and this is
their
the thing
own
that
their own national title. You're the best of the worst. I don't know what to tell you. You're not good enough to play with the big boys, man. I don't know. I mean, I think
you've got FBS, FCS. There needs to be a third thing in between those.
yes, Group
And
of
that's
Five.
what Group of Five.
Power
is.
Four,
Yeah.
Group of Five, FCS.
And then the Group of Five can pull. That's like, dude, like if NDSU got into like a 16-team Group of Five
They don't
playoff,
want to.
would
They
they
like
make
where
a
they are,
run?
dude. They don't want
I
to.
mean, they couldn't compete
You
with
mean
Oklahoma.
Montana
but
State? Montana State, baby. They're the ones going to the finals this year. Montana
Well, here's
State
what-
versus
could-
Illinois State.
Could
FCS
Montana State
finals.
or NDSU in their best years beat Tulane
no?
or James Madison?
They
No.
lost. Remember last year they lost to
Okay.
Colorado, bro. Remember they ain't. Unfortunately,
okay.
they're tough kids though. Don't get me wrong. Like we said it before on this show. The NDSU O linemen,
Oh.
they're considered
No,
different.
they're all
in the league.
NFL. players.
technically- they're
It's
considered
not about
psychos.
the starters. It's not about the starters. It's the depth.
It's
It's
the
the depth pieces.
talent
Can
on
you
the outside that
Can
they can
you
get.
just continue to get beat on by bigger, faster, stronger dudes for 60 minutes and last? The answer is no, because eventually your starter's got to tap out, right? Your starter's got to take a breath. And if your starter's got to tap out and you're wheeling 19-year-old NDSU offensive line, defensive linemen in there, big drop off from starters. That's the thing with FCS, even Group of Five. Like your starter's really good, but it's the depth pieces that aren't the same. Oklahoma, Miami, like the depth of those dudes. Like, oh, he was a 5-star, he was a 4-star, he was a 4-star. It's not the same. It's just not even the same game.
Yeah. Boys, it's been a pleasure talking football with you here today. Great stuff.
You guys are the best. Do not appreciate
You guys are likely pumping out a film breakdown tomorrow while the school teacher is away here hanging out with some family.
go.
And
Charge.
it's because we've got Christmas this week and then there's like New Year's, and so we're gonna have shows coming at you the next couple weeks, but our schedule might be a little bit more sporadic. But there's a lot going on in the National Football League here in the next couple weeks.
So excited.
we're
Get
pumped to
ready,
keep
guys.
talking
Get
about it.
ready. The playoff football. Oh my God, that's when it gets so dirty.
Let's go.
Oh, we didn't get to talk
LFG.
about your Vikings. Sorry, your quarterback got hurt again.
Oh, looks like we're all out of time.
Must be
Yeah,
a Michigan
Jimmy,
man.
Too bad.
Yeah, he must be
If
from
you're-
that school up north.
If
Yeah,
you're looking for, I don't know, hours of me
probably went
bitching
to
about the
Nebraska.
Vikings, Purple Daily,
Daily.
is the place
Yeah.
to
Hey,
go.
speaking of
Yeah,
Nebraska,
go.
how'd their volleyball team do this year? Oh, low
wow.
blown. Texas A&M, congratulations.
fired.
Oh.
And
For
the
the
show.
Rhino, for Jay, I'm Phil. See you next time on the O-Line Committee.